Have you ever had that feeling where your absolute best ideas are just scattered everywhere? Across a dozen different apps, random documents, maybe even in videos you recorded? So, what if you could take all of that digital chaos and actually turn it into a single, powerful, and totally organized asset? Well, that's what we're going to do. We're about to walk through the architecture for your very own queryable digital brain. Seriously, just for a second, think about it. Where are your best ideas right now? Are they buried in a Google Doc from 2 years ago? A quick note on your phone? Maybe it was something brilliant you said in a webinar last month? It's a frustration we all feel. We create all this amazing content, but then when we actually need it most, it's just gone. Impossible to find. Well, that whole problem, it stops today. Right now, we're going to build you a direct, actionable solution. We're going to build you a brain that can find all those amazing ideas instantly. I want you to think of this as our construction plan. It's a clear, simple blueprint that's going to help us turn that information chaos into an asset you can actually use every single day. So what exactly is this thing we're building? A digital brain is your own personal searchable knowledge base. But here's the absolute key. It's built entirely from your own content, your notes, your recordings, your documents. It's a system that basically thinks like you do because it's literally made of you. So here's our roadmap. It's a super simple 4-step blueprint. First, we've got to convert everything into a universal language. Then, second, we'll add some smart labels. Third, we'll start feeding it all your knowledge. And finally, this is the really fun part, we'll actually start a conversation with our new digital brain. Okay, let's dive right into step 1, the universal language. This is the foundation of the whole thing. See, to build a brain that makes sense, all of our information has to be speaking the same language. We've got to get everything on the same page, literally. And that universal language, it's Markdown. We use it because it's super simple, it works with pretty much any app, and it's completely future-proof. You can just export your Google Docs and Word files, or honestly just copy and paste the text. Now, it's really important to use real headings, with the little hashtags, because that creates structure. And try to keep your sections short and to the point. This really helps your digital brain process everything much more effectively. All right, on to step 2, smart labels. So once everything is in that nice, clean Markdown format, we need to teach our brain how to categorize all this information. This is where the whole system starts to get really, really intelligent. And here's the secret sauce, really. It's this tiny little metadata header that you put at the top of every single file. That is what makes your content truly brain-like. I know it seems like a small step, but it has a massive impact on how you can find and reuse everything later. So here's what that looks like in practice. You can create categories that make sense for your work. Who's this for, the team, a client, what's the use case, is it for an ad, or maybe a video script? By adding these labels, you can then ask your digital brain something like, hey, find all the approved ad copy for our funding product, and boom, it'll know exactly what to pull up for you. Okay, moving on to step 3, ingesting knowledge. We've got our format down, we've got our labels. Now it's time to start feeding the brain with all your best content to make it smarter and way more powerful. And the workflow for this is incredibly simple and something you can do over and over. For any of your video or audio content, you just download it, run it through a transcription service, and then you paste that text into the right Markdown file, making sure to add its smart labels. That's it. It's that easy. And you can feed it pretty much anything. Just think about all the value that's locked away in your paywalled courses, or old webinars and live streams. All of that amazing spoken knowledge can be transcribed and added to your brain. Some of the newer tools even let you drop in YouTube links directly as a source. And that brings us to the final and, I think, the most exciting step, the conversation. We've done the heavy lifting, we've built the brain, now it's time to bring it to life and actually start talking to it. So you've got 2 main options for how to talk to your brain. Option A is the simplest, a notebook-style tool, something like Google's Notebook LM. You just upload your files and start asking questions. Easy. Option B is a bit more powerful. It's a custom solution, kind of like a custom GPT. For this one, you'll upload your files to what's called a knowledge base and give it some very specific instructions. Now, if you do go with that custom option, this little sentence is probably the most important instruction you can give it. By telling it to use uploaded knowledge first, you're forcing the AI to rely only on your trusted content, your ideas, your voice, and not just go searching the general internet. It's a game changer. And to make it truly reliable, you want to add a couple more instructions. Tell it to cite which document and which section it used to get its answer. That gives you total transparency. And if it can't find an answer in your knowledge base, tell it to ask you for the missing content. That way, your digital brain is constantly learning and getting better. So, the system's built, we've covered the how, but now it's about the what's next. This really shifts the focus to you. Imagine having this powerful tool at your fingertips. What's the very first thing you're going to ask your new digital brain? I mean, the possibilities here are just incredible. You can instantly generate marketing ads based on a webinar you gave 6 months ago. You can draft social media outlines from a single module in a course. You can create video scripts, answer common client objections. You can just endlessly repurpose your best ideas without ever having to start from a blank page again. So the blueprint is right here. Your second brain is built. You've actually turned all those scattered digital thoughts into a coherent, intelligent partner. So the only real question left is, what are you going to create with it?